Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another episode here on European Confessions. The following story that you're going to be listening to, it was sent to me by one of our dear sister. This is the translation of the message that she sent to me. The translation reads like this. Hello, how are you? My name is Loveness, not a real name. And I once stood in front of lecture halls from Zim, and then I came to South Africa a very long time ago, always guiding young minds and shaping their futures. Now I am a retired university lecturer living alone here in South Africa. I lost my own husband, who was from Malawi, in a tragic road accident. I had hoped that he was going to be by my side throughout my retirement years. And my retirement years, I thought, would be filled with laughter, the joy of grandchildren, and the comfort of a good family. But fate has punished me in a way that I never anticipated, and I am here to confess what I did. I don't know why this had to happen. So it all started when I got married to my husband, who was from Malawi. My relatives, they struggled a lot because he said that he wanted to reconnect with his own roots back home in his country in Malawi. So we went there, and it seemed as if this was too much for my own family. So they partly disowned me until totally I saw that people did not like me. So that is the reason as to why I want to have grandchildren. I only had one son. I only have a son, my only son, whom I'll call Tendai, not his real name. So I thought that he was the one who was going to be able to have many, many kids. From the moment that he was born, I knew that he would be the center of my world. He was my pride, my joy, and I raised him with the hope that he would carry on with his family's name, his father's name, with honor. He is a young man that is always brilliant. He excelled in school and very respectful to his elders, a kind-hearted one. I thought that I had done everything right as a Christian mother, raising my son in a foreign land. I raised him to make sure that he connected with his roots, to value his heritage, and to stay true to his family. When he was growing up, that was when he met a young woman whom I called Ando, not her real name, a South African woman. I tried to be supportive, because I thought that their relationship would never go anywhere, because they met when they were still in high school. So they had known each other since they were kids, and I could see that the way that they looked at each other, there was a genuine bond there. But deep down, I felt a pang of disappointment. I had always imagined Tendai with a Zimbabwean wife, someone who understood our customs and cultures, our ways. I feared that by him marrying a South African woman, he would drift further from the life that I had envisioned for him. I wanted us to return back home. I wanted to go back to build a house in the rural areas where I can die in peace. I knew that the money was there because I had worked so hard when I was still able-bodied. So I knew that my son, him getting married in this land, then it meant that there is no more home for him. His kids, they would follow the culture of their mother, since she will be dominant in the relationship. So I wrestled with these feelings in silence, never voicing my concern, because I did not want to hurt my son, and I did not want to hurt my future daughter-in-law, since I was going to the same church with her mother. Out of respect for our Christianity, I chose to remain quiet. When they decided to get married, it was as if it was a big betrayal. I put on a smile and I tried to be happy for them. I thought that perhaps over time I would accept Tando as my daughter-in-law fully, but the truth is I can't shake the feeling that she is taking my son away from me. It's not that she is not good. She's a good person, very sweet, quiet, respectful, and I can see that she genuinely loves my son and they have a future together. But I am the one who messed up their future because I was not ready to accept. As the months passed, I began to feel a growing sense of dread. Tendai and Tando had started trying for a baby. I knew that if they had a child together, it was over for me. My son will be tied to South Africa forever. A grandchild born here would mean that my son, my only family, my only relative, will be lost to me. I have so much desire to go back home, to build my own family, and I could not bear the thought of it. There is no way that this woman would agree to travel with us back home. I wanted him back in Zim, living a life that felt familiar, that felt right, and that was when I made a decision that I am still regretting to this very day. I then took a flight from Joburg and I went to Harare, drove again, and I went to Zaka, where I grew up in. There was this other woman whom I knew. She was very old. She passed away, that woman. So I went to her and I told her that I wanted her to perform for me a ritual that was going to work, sort of like an African family planning pill, so to prevent Tando from ever falling pregnant for my son, to close up her womb temporarily, and when they get divorced, then my son can be able to get married to another woman, then she can have her kids and move on with her life. So she performed the ritual, and this we did. It was almost in the middle of the night. That was when the woman gave me an egg. She gave me an egg and she told me to hold that egg in my hands and feeling its smooth surface, imagining as if it was Tando's womb. I then started whispering all the things that I wanted to happen to my daughter-in-law. I told your womb that it was never supposed to accept any sperm that would come out of my son. Each and every time that the womb will accept the sperm, it was supposed to vomit the sperms immediately, and I did not want her to fall pregnant ever for my son. I can only open up her womb after she would have divorced my son. After that, that was when I continued with the rituals, and then I was told to close up that egg in a small red garment that she had sold to me. She then took it, she took a needle and a thread, then she started stitching, and then she gave it to me. We then went outside. It was really dark, and then we found an anthill, and she said, I want you to place this egg in that anthill, neatly making sure that it does not break, otherwise we have to do the rituals again. She told me that as long as that egg was inside that anthill, Tando will never be able to carry a child in her womb for my son. So I returned back and I saw that the ritual was working. She was not even getting pregnant. Then they started praying and they were praying. They were doing Hannah's prayer, and I was even laughing in my heart, knowing that she was infertile as long as she was still with my son. Then there was this other day, Brother Nashi, I just felt that I was not okay. This was in 2019, something that happened that I don't even know how to describe to you properly. It was just supernatural. I was lying in my bed, staring at the ceiling, when a blinding light filled the room. At first I thought that I was dreaming. Then I saw it. It was a figure of light, not fully human. It was just a figure of light that I saw. It was hovering at the foot of my bed, and I saw that this was an angel. I could feel its presence, its holiness, its power. The angel then spoke to me. The angel then told me that for God had seen all the evil things that I had done, and God had decided to curse me. I was told that in my old age I am going to die alone. No grandchildren, no legacy. This is the fate that God has decided for me. And right now, I am reaching out to any people out there who can help me to twist the will of God, for I cannot die alone. I have struggled all my life as a single woman raising my son. I need my son to have kids, for the angel told me that they are both going to be barren, even if they get separated. Dear listeners, right there was a message that was sent to me by one of our dear sister. That was the translation of the message that she sent to me. Strange things indeed they do happen in this world.